what age did you start developing your tolerance? You know, I figured if I was kicking it with B-roll, I was 14.
Smoke? That's a whole, we can do a whole episode on that.
Let me just tell you, the first time I met this dude in the studio, like when Amanda brought him to the studio or set up the meeting, he brought a fucking half ounce of some bomb-ass weed. I was like, oh shit.
You already had that shit?
It was the first time a 14-year-old, first time ever a 14-year-old had me a bag that was better than mine.
Fuck.
I was like, oh shit.
We were so happy to be down with Cypress Hill as kids. Are you kidding me? I mean, our regiment on tour was insane.
How hard was it to get
93?
like
our regiment, our smoke regiment, these guys don't understand. And you guys were the first to have Kush. I don't know if they realize. Kenji's here somewhere. But I was looking at my old footage. 98, 97.
97, 98,
Kush. The real Kush was already in effect, but it was very secretive.
It was scary.
It was very secretive. It might have been from the valley. But it was very secretive. But
no, their smoke game, his smoke game was always, up there. You know what I'm saying? He got trained as a young Jedi, bro. Like even before he started hanging with us, he was already trained. Like
half zip.
Those were the bong days, though.
Yeah.
Like we had the bong on tour. We smoked a lot on the. You had the Excalibur. Remember Excalibur used to come out on stage.
That shit's still here somewhere.
Are you serious?
No, that's the new. Well, no, we have that one too.
There used to be a 6-foot bong.
Yeah, you gotta assemble it, right?
No, that was the newer one.
The newer one.
But I mean, the bong was more like the smoke. Of course, you always roll up, but we definitely had bongs on the road, and like over years in the studio. I don't really smoke the bong as much these days. Like I'll probably just roll up. I don't know,
You just stick to weed, no dabs.
I dab for the flavor.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love the flavor of it,
Low
but
temp.
sometimes it's.
Yeah, sometimes it's.
I'm not gonna dab like 10 dabs at OG
sleepy
Kush.
time.
Yeah, fuck no. That shit'll splash you out heavy right there.
Like the guys who just drop the slabs in the thing.
Fuck that,
and,
dude. My chest hurts just looking at that shit.
Yeah, that's
my chest hurts just talking about it.
Real, like what the fuck are you trying to do?
So you got some new shit right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, like this whole year, I've been doing a lot of independent stuff.
Working.
Yeah, like earlier this year, I dropped an EP called Lunch Meat, it's like just featuring all the homies because I have an overflow of music in the studio. Because the lab is like, they call it the camp, like a rap camp, because it's really more like a hangout. And I end up getting a lot of records recorded that have no home. So every now and then I'll put my little projects together.
Like
so this
Professor
year,
X and shit with X-Men.
trying to, you know what I mean? But this one, I did the artwork myself, and I just basically it's a little EP series where I'm doing like little 4-song.
See, but that's cool about the songs that have no home now, because back, let's just say 15, 20 years ago, they absolutely had to come out on a label.
Word.
And if a label didn't fucking have a deal with you and they didn't that artist wasn't signed, there was all this red tape to try to have all these different artists on one fucking record, right? These days, you can bypass that shit and just put it out independently, fucking roll that shit out on YouTube and all the different platforms that exist, and now they have a home. Like the streaming services and shit like that. You don't necessarily have to have a major, behind it. You could totally fucking do that project yourself.
And that is what is intriguing to me for all of us who come from the days when there was so much red tape and so many months of preparation. And now literally, I don't recommend it for everyone.
Yeah.
But you can actually make a product, do your artwork, upload it to the various sites, press the button, and it's to the world.
Yep.
And to have that freedom as an artist, to me, is very intriguing. That's why earlier this year I was doing a lot of Bandcamp releases.
Yeah.
Because it was like, wow, you could just
Go
go right to the people?
Yeah.
This is dope.
Middleman.
I mean, there was never a time an artist could just mainline your fucking song out there real quick.
These guys got it lucky now, these artists. And that's why I feel like...
You're welcome.
Yeah, man, you kidding me? Like, I was watching old footage from the Napster tour. And I'm like thinking how long it's been since. This is when Napster just started. We were on the road. We did a tour with them, and I was rolling with you guys.
They started
just
all
hanging.
this whole...
Remember that? That was the beginning of it.
Yeah,
when it was like, where is this going?
Yeah, they were the first ones to get in trouble because nobody had the logistics.
The door was opening, and the homie was home. He tried to fight it.
Yeah, Sean Parker.
From the one band, it was like he tried to fight it, and I felt it, but it was like that. You can't fight.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You can't fight technology.
It was Metallica.
Yes.
It was it was Metallica. Lars.
And he tried to fight it, and I understood what he was saying, but to me, technology will come here. We have to find a way to work with it. You know, it's like, the first guy who decided to scratch on a turntable. that was renegade. He was messing with technology. He was like, you know what I'm saying?
He was going against the grain.
Straight up. Like what the hell are you doing?
The record.
Right. So, you know, to me, that shit is just future ways of thinking. You can't fight technology. You just gotta, yeah. And that's where we are now. You know what I mean?
And fortunately, you know, we come from a school that was very adaptable.
Yes.
You know, to change. I mean, because we were the changing of a guard at that point, too, in terms of sound and the way samples were being used, and then eventually how, you know, less samples were used. It kind of went back,
Of course.
you know, to being
like, you know what's crazy? A lot of the interludes on your albums could be full
songs.
Actually beats that people actually rap on now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the stuff has been simplified in order to have like real focus on the rhymes.
Yeah.
For a lot of these underground dudes who are real dope, there's a more understated style of production now.
Yeah.
And it's not boom bap. It's not really 90s. It's kind of more forward, but it's rooted in that time.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the stuff that you guys were doing was so far ahead of its time. Like we were just talking about, like, stoned is the way of the walk.
Stoned is the way of the walk. Stoned is the way of the walk. Stoned is the way of the walk. Stoned is the way of the walk.
What the fuck made you put those words together? Like, who says that? You know what I'm saying? And it's like nowadays kids come with their own slang. That's what that was. And like for new artists, being unique is so important.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
you got to think out of the box and come up with their own terminology, because I mean that's always big on the street. I mean, it's one thing Ice Cube said to me when we used to hang tight. He said to me, "I listen to what, you know, the kids on the street say, because that's gonna be the new shit every time. Like in terms of, you know, the slang that's out there, what they call this or that, or, you know what I'm saying?" And that was okay. So you could be either on the end of listening to what the kids say or making up your own shit. And for us, it was always making up our own shit.
That whole
you
shit.
know, like California, Los Scandalous, and all that shit.
Of course.
That came from out of our camp, you know what I mean? And that was stuff we made up because we weren't trying to follow everybody else. So, you know, that was, that's always big when you can think out of the box and do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but I got to give you fucking props on when you and Evidence did that show at the House of Blues and y'all did that Hits from the Bong deal. I mean, it was years ago.
Come on.
But I got to tell you, it was fucking dope, man. Y'all put the Pendleton on and the fisherman hat.
Are you kidding me? I mean, you know, we grew up following, you know, artists who were real showmen. Like, a lot of people don't know, when the Buddha used to blow up on stage for Cypress, I was the one shaking it behind. I had to blow it up. That was one of my jobs on tour. And that was just one of the stunts they used to pull, when they would black the stage out and we would blow smoke and I'd blow the Buddha up, and then Bia come out and do doom, doom, I want to get high, and the whole crowd. Basically, my point is, real performance is like, a lot of these rappers nowadays, they just got the whole crew on stage. They play their fucking song with the vocals.
There's no showmanship.
That
And
shit
then
is
you don't,
blasphemous.
and then you can't tell which motherfucker's doing it because there's like 20 people up there.
And you know, like, I get it. If the fans connect and they love it, let me fall back. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that energy. But I know I came from a place where, man, listen, it was about showmanship. I mean, he used to tell me about. I remember you telling me about Run and about KRS, and you used to tell me how you would add that into your regimen when you hit the stage. Because, like, if you watch B ever, the stage is his when he's on stage. Like, we grew up watching that. So when we got a chance to tour with Redman and Method Man, we were like, we gotta flip it and come out and put the thing on and we do this, you know what I mean? And as an ode to you guys, because
Word up.
I mean,
and
that's
I
important.
appreciate that, man. That shit was awesome.
That's hip hop.
That's hip hop.
Uncle B,
That's
bro.
hip hop right there.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
You
you
know,
know what? Speaking of all this, like, man, the streets have been asking for something for years from YouTube. Like, you know, some kind of, I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, well, you know, our studios are, you know, 20 minutes from each other, so that
like,
can happen easily.
As a hip hop fan, like a aficionado,
I mean, we did
the culture. The streets need that.
We scraped the surface a couple times over the years. Like, we
Yeah.
did the Tony Touch thing. We did one for your record.
For my album,
But
yeah,
it's
the
like,
Smoke and Mirrors album.
But I'm like, I take that so serious like just because of the lineage and where I come from, that I feel like we talked about it a couple of times, and I feel like
it's just about
timing is gonna make it happen, and I know
timing.
like I'm prepared for that.
Oh, we gonna. You know,
I heard what some of our other friends have done with them lately, so I know what I have to do. So, because that's not a small thing to me, But believe me, I would take that project very seriously.
Absolutely.
Because these are the guys that put me over.
well,
what I mean?
we're all witnesses here. We're gonna get that done. Word is bond.
Right
Word
up.
Hell yeah. Word up, man. I want to thank Alchemist for jumping into the box, man. Let them know where they can find you at, brother.
I'm on everything Alchemist, just the name Alchemist, you know what I'm saying? And there's a new EP I'm dropping called Bread coming out this Friday, and it got a bunch of different people on it. But just, you know what I'm saying? Check me on everything Alchemist.
Boom.
Just type in Alchemist in my fucking face better pop up.
And you got a new joint with Freddie Gibbs and Currency.
That's right. Damn, we're gonna get to talking. That's right. Fetty is out there. Me, Currency, and Freddie Gibbs have a project.
How did it feel to work with them two guys, man? I mean, those
two of my favorites.
Yes, I gotta say, Spitta and Gibbs all day.
That whole project just fell out of the sky. I sent some beats to Currency, and next thing you know, it turned into this project. But
what type of vibe did you want to give? Like, did you look to give them, in terms of beats?
I mean, with those guys, it's really super easy because I feel like they don't have as much pressure as some artists, and they just kind of more looking for a vibe. So I'll send them some stuff that is like in my mind what I would hear them on, and like 7 out of 10, it works. And with these, it was all of them because the only Currency he's just a mastermind, and then Gibbs came in and God damn.
Yeah.
So and it's been overdue because we did a couple records together before, so I was really happy to pull this one off real quick.
It's dope to see you do another one of those focused and concentrated projects where it's you doing the production with these artists and because to me that's the best way to do it. The sound is fucking, there's continuity and there's a sound there.
Yeah.
Because it's one person doing it, and we definitely got to do one of those, man. Thanks again, brother.
Salute.
One. Subscribe to the channel, leave comments, fuck with my man Alchemist all day. Gibbs, Currency, Spitta, it's out there.
Got the heart of a lion, soul of a titan, mind of a genius, fly with the heighten. All your senses is senseless, resistant, relentless. It's what they call you when your grind is endless. Let's get this.
They say I'm psycho, I move weight like lipo. Got a big crib like Michael, out the window with a rifle. My wrist game on light show. I'm backstage with white hoes. I got pre-rolls in that red cup, that's kilo.